Hi guys, it's the time of the year again, and today I will be talking about my top 10 fragrances that I cannot live without. Actually, not just 10, but 11, because your girl just can't decide to have just 10. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Joanna, and I do reviews and recommendations of affordable and luxury fragrances in my channel. So if that sounds appealing to you, then please do keep watching and consider subscribing. All right, so it took me days to come up with the top 11 fragrances that I cannot live without. Basically, these perfumes describe my style, my vibe, my personality. These are 11 best of the best fragrances out of my 500 perfume collection. Since summertime is going on and the heat wave is on, I'm going to start off with the fragrances that are the most important to me during summertime. So, the first one is the only Middle Eastern fragrance that made it to the cut, and this is Orientica's Azure Fantasy. Azure Fantasy is definitely a lifer for me. Basically, this is a fresh tea, minty, citrusy scent of my dreams. Yes, it kind of reminds me of Louis Vuitton's Imagination. However, this is like a hybrid between Imagination and Torino 21 by Sergioff. If you watch my channel, you know that I consider Azure Fantasy as one of the best summer freshies that I discovered last year. And I think now that I have it for a couple of months, I like it even more, especially the final dry down. Azure Fantasy is a kind of freshie that lasts for a very long time on skin and on clothes. This is a kind of fragrance that will make you feel instantly fresh and clean from the moment you spray it until you shower. Yes, that's how potent and long lasting this fragrance is. This is my easy reach type of scent this summertime. I love it so much. If I can have like a signature summer scent as of the moment, or for example, if I live in a hot and humid country, I will use Azure Fantasy as my signature scent. Yes, that's how good it is. So I highly recommend it if you are looking for a citrus, gingery, tea, minty scent that will make you feel fresh and clean during summertime. Projection is almost beastly, especially if you overspray on this one. You will definitely be smelled. My husband couldn't stop smelling me when I wear Azure Fantasy. It leaves an intoxicating trail. And actually, I cannot imagine describing a freshie to be like an addictive scent. Yeah, so having said that, this is truly special. Highly recommend Azure Fantasy by Orientica, and I find this fragrance to be feminine leaning. All right, during summertime, I go to the beach a lot with my family as we live like 10 minutes away from the river and 20 minutes by the beach. So, having said that, we go to beach a lot. And I chose Bossa by Granado to be like my ultimate summer beach scent. This reminds me of tranquility in the beach. Basically, this is like a coconut milk, frangipani, bergamot, and clean musk combo that to me just smells incredibly clean and summery. If I can describe this perfume in like a sentence, it will be like summer in a bottle. It is an effortlessly classy yet chic summer scent in my opinion. It is a perfect blend of lemon, frangipani, and coconut milk. Now, I mentioned coconut milk, however, it is not too milky. It is just perfect in my opinion. And the musk that they use here is like a classic Granado, clean smelling musk that I just love to smell when it is hot and humid outside. This is a perfect beach scent, like something that I'm going to describe as a beach scent, yet like clean girl aesthetic vibes, like if you get what I mean. And yeah, having said that, I love this fragrance so much, and I think this is the most affordable in today's list. It is Bossa by Granado. It is an eau de toilette, and I think this costs around 60 to 70 euros or dollars. And in Brazil, I think it's even like half price. Now, when it comes to performance, it is moderate. It is the only moderate perfume in today's list, but it is because that is the perfect vibe for this scent, because this is something that I would love to respray every 3 to 4 hours. Bossa as well is my favorite coconut scent in my collection, and if you watch my channel you know that as well. Yep, so once again, Bossa by Granado Eau de Toilette, and I find this fragrance to be feminine leaning. All right, now what is summer without my favorite tropical floral scent? And if you watch my channel, you probably know. Say it with me, Un Bel Amour d'été by Parfum de Empire. This is the ultimate alluring, captivating, sexy summer scent of my dreams. If I have to make like a perfume of my own and call it as like the ultimate tropical floral scent, it will be Un Bel Amour d'été. This smells like the perfect white and tropical flowers combo with an underlying warm skin. The cumin, turmeric, and champaca in here gave this fragrance like a very particular kind of sensuality. I will say it's in a level of something that I'm gonna describe as carnal. I have mentioned to you guys before that the more Un Bel Amour d'été stays on your skin, the more it will smell effortlessly carnal. There is something about this fragrance that just speaks to me personally, because yeah, I feel like this is like Joanna in a bottle, a very sensual, tropical, carnal floral scent of my dreams. I highly recommend it. If the sound of ylang ylang, gardenia, and champaca combo sounds appealing to you, I love that it feels so warm on the skin. The more it stays, the more it feels like part of your skin aroma. I have received a lot of messages, comments, how much you enjoyed Un Bel Amour d'été as well after my recommendation, and I just feel so glad like when I read this kind of comments from you guys. Once again, Un Bel Amour d'été by Parfum de Empire. Performance is fantastic as it lasts the entire wear time, projects like a beast, especially if you overspray, and yes, leaves an intoxicating scent trail even if it's hot and humid outside. Right now, if I can only choose one fragrance for springtime, then it will be Printemps Blanc by Maison Mataha. If you watch my channel, you know as well that yeah, Printemps Blanc was such a big love for me. The moment I tried it in Essence last year, I think I know that it is going to be like one of my favorites because it is just that good. Basically, to me, this is like a creamy, floral, sweet tea scent of my dreams. If you love the idea of jasmine, orange blossom, plus sweetened tea, then you're gonna love Printemps Blanc. It is fluffy, kind of sweet, however, not overwhelming. I love how creamy and fluffy this fragrance is as it dries down on your skin. It almost feels like cotton candy. The florals are not overwhelming. The tea balanced out the florals and the sweetness, in my opinion, as the tea gave this fragrance freshness. Performance wise, it lasts the entire wear time with moderate projection. And yeah, I highly recommend this fragrance if you're looking for a very feminine, floral tea, slightly gourmand scent to add in your collection. Once again, Printemps Blanc by Maison Mataha, and I find this fragrance to be feminine leaning. All right, next up is my number one favorite musk out of my 500 perfume collection, and this is Musc Moschus by Rania J. If you watch my channel, for sure you saw it coming. Honestly, I have a lot of fragrances to choose from under this clean smelling musk category. However, I chose Musc Moschus because this is the longest lasting, clean and sweet musk scent that I have ever tried. Aside from that clean musk, it also has that slightly powdery iris that I love so much, especially in the final dry down. So this to me is not only clean and fresh, but also very feminine and sophisticated. If I have to go to one office on a daily basis, I will use Musc Moschus as my signature scent. As to me, this is truly like my dream clean and sweet powdery musk fragrance. What separates it from other clean smelling musk, I think, is the sweetness coming from the vanilla. In the opening, it has that black currant, uplifting vibe that I love so much. And the final dry down is like clean, sweet musk, sandalwood, and powdery iris. I love it so much. And yeah, this is my favorite musk perfume in my collection. I highly recommend it. Once again, Musc Moschus by Rania J, and I find this fragrance to be feminine leaning. All right, now that we're halfway, I just want to take this opportunity to thank you for supporting my YouTube channel. Last month, I reached 20,000 subscribers, and I'm just so grateful to you guys because I didn't really imagine that I will reach this far. Like maybe to others, it's nothing, but to me, it is something. As you know, I started this channel out of my postpartum journey, and it went well, and I really, really enjoyed and love what I do. I can say now that this is not just my outlet out of motherhood, but it also helped me in a way that I just cannot explain to you guys. If you watch my channel, you know my background. I used to be a flight attendant. I used to be in such a fast-paced world, and you know, suddenly I had kids. We moved in the countryside of Portugal, and it's not just the same anymore. So I wanted to do something that will keep my brain or like my creativity to be active, and you know, at the same time do something that I love. And yes, here we are now. I'm really, really grateful for all your love and support. So I decided to make a giveaway. I will be doing a big giveaway full of corner goodies. So inside there will be La Playa 50 ml. There will be Isla Bohemia 15 ml, Volcano, Tennis Club, and so much more. There will be a lot of discovery kits in this giveaway bag. So all you have to do is to make sure, of course, that you are subscribed to the channel and you are following me both in Instagram and TikTok. Comment down below, what do you want to see in my YouTube channel, or basically like, why do you like my channel, or what do you love or enjoy seeing in my channel. Also, I would love to know, where are you based, as I'm always curious, where are my subscribers from. This giveaway will only be available in Europe. As you know, I'm based in Portugal, and it's just to avoid shipping problems, as I will be sending this goodies to you guys. I will be announcing the winner in 1 week's time after this video is uploaded. I will announce the winner in my Instagram and TikTok story. That's why you should be like following me in those social media accounts, and I will also pin your comment down below. So basically we will be contacting each other in my Instagram DM. All right, so now let's continue to the other half. So the next fragrance I will say is my favorite unisex scent, because what is like a top 11 for life without the perfect unisex scent? Because I love unisex scent. I chose the Noir 29 by Le Labo to be featured because this just smells like me. This to me is like a very sensual, aromatic tea tobacco combo that I just find very intoxicating. It starts off quite green and aromatic. The fig and bay leaf are very prominent in here. However, as it dries down, the tobacco and special greenness coming from the hay kind of like take over with the cedar and vetiver in here, giving this fragrance that perfect balance of greenness and woodiness. Actually, I can also describe this fragrance as like a cool girl scent. I think, yeah, that's why I describe it as something that will represent my personality, because your girl thinks that she's cool. Then Noir to me smells earthy, but like in the best way possible. It is like an effortlessly sexy, sensual, unisex scent, and I just love it so much. Every time I smell the Noir, I am kind of reminded of my last years in Dubai, as this was my signature scent, I think like 1 year before I left. So yeah, I just truly enjoy this fragrance so much. Performance wise, it lasts for a very long time and it leaves an intoxicating scent trail, guys. You cannot imagine how many um, compliments I received when I wore this fragrance when we were out and about in Dubai. The Noir is perfect when it's a little bit cooler outside as well. So I will say fall time is like the best time to wear the Noir by Le Labo. All right, next up, I will say is my favorite rose scent as of the moment in my collection. Actually, this was very hard as I have a lot of favorite rose scents in my collection, but I chose to feature Guidance by Amouage because she is extraordinary and like the most special one. Aside from rose, it also has that creamy sandalwood contrasted by that Amouage signature frankincense. It is quite nutty. It has osmanthus and pear that gave this fragrance a fruitiness that is very hard to explain. But one thing's for sure, Guidance is one of the last niche fragrance that actually blew me away. You know that I attend a lot of perfume expos, and even though I like and love a lot of those fragrances, nothing comes close to how blown away I was when I smelled Guidance. Yeah, this fragrance is hyped and loved by many for a reason, and I understand why. This is truly a captivating rose, saffron, sandalwood, and frankincense combo that I truly enjoy. There's something about Guidance that smells like not only luxurious, but very uplifting. Yeah, this is a kind of scent that I will wear if ever I have to go on like a big meeting, or like I would say in any special occasion. Yeah, if I have to attend the wedding and I only have to choose one, I will choose Guidance, I think, because yes, it is just truly special. Even if there's so many dupes out there, Guidance will still be like my baby. Yeah, once again, Guidance by Amouage. Performance is beastly, and I find this fragrance to be feminine leaning. All right, next up is my favorite cherry scent in my collection, because I need to have like at least one cherry in like my top 11 for life, because I love cherry notes in fragrances. And Duchessa by Gritti is my number one. Basically, this is an intoxicating and sensual black cherry and dark chocolate combo of my dreams. The saffron in here gave this fragrance that luxurious vibes. Even though there's a lot of cherry and chocolate combos out there, I find Duchessa to be superior out of all of them because of that saffron. Plus, it also has that slightly powdery dry down that I adore so much. So, if I have to choose only one date night scent, it will actually be Duchessa by Gritti. This is the perfect cherry and chocolate combo. In my opinion, I love it so much. Performance is outstanding as it lasts on me more than 7 hours with very good projection for the first hour until it becomes moderate. And yeah, I highly recommend it for all the cherry scent lovers out there. Once again, Duchessa by Gritti, and I find this fragrance to be unisex. Now, if I have to choose only one fragrance to use on a special occasion, and I mean like events, perfume event kind of a situation, I choose Musc Ravageur by Frederic Malle. In my opinion, this is the sexiest and most sensual animalic musk that I have ever tried. Now, I know I mentioned sensual and animalic, but it is still very wearable. Yeah, there's something about Musc Ravageur that makes me feel like me as well. It is something that gives me confidence, and I just love how fresh and animalic it is. If you're into musk and complex scents, I highly recommend you Musc Ravageur. In my opinion, this is like in a level of a masterpiece. I just truly enjoy this fragrance so much, and yeah, it is my favorite special event scent. Once again, Musc Ravageur by Frederic Malle. Performance is outstanding. I always get asked what I'm wearing, by the way, if I wear Musc Ravageur. On me, it lasts more than 8 hours with strong to moderate projection, and I find this fragrance to be unisex. All right, now if I have to choose only one winter scent, then I choose my favorite iris scent in my collection, Iris Shot by Olfactive Studio. Irish Shot has made it to my top 10 for life for 3 consecutive years now, I think, because I just love it so much. Like, this is a 10 out of 10 Iris, in my opinion. I love that it opens up with the aldehydes, as it kind of gave this fragrance that vintage vibe. And the Iris in here is just to die for. It starts off kind of like vegetal, and then in the mid, it kind of becomes lipsticky. And then in the final dry down, it somehow becomes buttery and lipsticky iris. I love this perfume so much. This to me smells very luxurious and niche. I have a lot of iris dominant scents in my collection, but I think the best is Iris Shot out of all of them. And yeah, I collect a lot of iris fragrances, by the way. Yeah. And yeah, I can wear this fragrance as a signature scent this winter time. Once again, Iris Shot by Olfactive Studio, and I highly recommend it if you are a big fan of iris in your fragrances. And last but not the least is something that won't surprise you, Angelique Noire by Guerlain. Like, what can I say? This is a whimsical, seamless, effortlessly luxurious green vanilla scent of my dreams. If I can have just like one signature scent, it will be Angelique Noire. In my opinion, this is the best green vanilla out there. The kind of green vanilla that Guerlain used in here is just superior. Like, I know a lot of people are comparing it with Eau de Well, but you know, it's just not the same. Even though I love Eau de Well as well, there's something about Angelique Noire that just feels very special to me. It's whimsical, but at the same time, very sophisticated and effortlessly luxurious. I love this fragrance so much, and for sure, like, you're sick and tired already of me talking about Angelique Noire almost like in every video. Angelique Noire is still like my #1 favorite out of my 500 perfume collection. So that is the video for today, guys. Those are the 11 fragrances that I cannot live without. These are like my ultimate best of the best, let's just say. If I have to keep just 11, it will just be this. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and see you on my next one. Bye!